Okay, here we have a 55-inch Insignia. The model number on this set is a NS-55D as in Delta 421NA as in Alpha 16. And the problem we're having with this is basically same as usual. Hit the power, no picture. Okay. If you look at the very bottom of this TV, there is a red light. Okay. We'll go ahead and hit the power. It should flash. Okay. It's flashing, and when it stops flashing, or during that time, there should be a picture, and there is absolutely no picture on the screen. However, I take my light, I can definitely see something on the screen there. And I'll go ahead and hit menu, and we can definitely see the menu. Okay, which indicates that we do have another TV with a backlight problem. Okay, just to verify the model number right here, NS-55D421NA16. The TV was manufactured in 2015, so it's approximately 5 years old already. Okay, so this one, I've known, you guys seen a lot of my videos where I take the back covers off, so really no big deal, right? We're going to start taking this part right here. These screws around here, okay, but first and foremost we have to remove the feet, and there are actually 2 screws under the feet, like that, okay, and they see they only go on one way, so pretty much self-explanatory. Remove the other one, and then we'll attempt to remove this entire gold wing back cover. Okay, it turns out that actually this is 2 pieces, so the only thing that we had to remove, if we were just going to check the circuit or check the LEDs, is just the top piece. Okay, could have actually left the screws in this bottom piece here, but it's okay. So we'll just go ahead and remove this one right now. And as you can see, we got one of those cheaper models that just use that one board. Okay, as you can see, that's it. It may have a T-con board at the bottom, but this wire here is actually going to the driver board. Let's see if we can pull that up. Yeah, there's actually no T-con board. This wire goes right to the driver board, one there, and it loops over to this one. Okay, so fairly cheaply made television. This TV probably does come in a 19 volt or 12 volt DC version for your boat or your camper or your van. Usually with this one board, that's why they make it like that. But this is the 120 volt version, as you can see the power cord. But let's see if I can get a good angle right here. And as you can see, there's actually only one LED line. Okay, which is right there. Okay, that is actually going inside of the chassis to the LEDs, and we'll go ahead and check that. Okay, once again I unplugged my plug for my LED, and I'm going to check it. Obviously red is positive and white is the negative. I'm going to put my negative lead, so make sure my meter's working there. Okay, so that's working. And I'll put it in there, and it is reading open. Okay, as you can see, one of these wires is coming from our keypad, which is right here. I did try to unsqueeze it so I can leave it on there, but it seems kind of hard. So what I actually just have to do is just go ahead and plug it back in when I get ready to test it, fire test the TV or test fire it. but I am going to disconnect them from the circuit board, and there are some little clips right here. I'm going to clip those off. Come on. Okay, so we'll just unclip these. Be careful not to cut any wires. Okay. And then I'm going to unclip this right here. Actually, this is just a little thing there. So I'm going to unplug both of these. Okay. So now we're disconnected. Okay. And while I'm there, I'm going to also disconnect this here. This is our connector going from our main. Actually, this board has the main board circuit already on here. Power supply, T-con, all that, I guess. Actually, T-con is on the driver board. I'm sorry, but actually, we want to disconnect this because this is actually going to our. Carefully disconnect this. It's going to our driver boards. Okay. We'll disconnect that. Make sure there's no voltage coming through there when we actually test fire it up. And I'm also going to disconnect the other end, which is going to the driver boards. And as you can see, the actual T-con circuit is actually, or timing control circuit, is actually on this driver board. Okay. And as you can see, they use a ribbon connector that kind of loops around and goes back to the other driver board for the other side. Okay, so right up under that tape there, it's just one single wire going around there. Okay, so now that is disconnected. Now, looks like we're going to have to do some more unscrewing here. Okay, so what we're probably going to do for right now is pull off of these metal brackets right here for our stand, because that may get in the way of our pulling our screen and bezel off. Okay, as you can see, right? Okay, they're only one on each side. They only go on one way. Okay, as I was saying, we got both of those brackets off for our legs, or our feet for our TV. Okay, one's there, one goes here. There's one. They're both different, so they only go in. One's left, one's right. They do have an arrow on it, so no big deal. Pretty much self-explanatory. 3 screws for each one, and I did mark that. Not because I don't know where they go, which is pretty obvious, but in case I forget to put them back on. Okay. And so if I'm getting ready to put the back cover on and I see that red mark, I'm like, I wonder what goes there. Oh yeah. Okay, so there. So that's a good reason to mark these anyway. Okay, now what I'm actually going to do is just take the rest of our screws off. The outer bezel, which is all the screws around here, all the way around that end, and we do see some right here on the bottom. Like there's one there, there's one there, there's one there. Okay, and I may just also disconnect my driver board, okay, first unplug the ribbon connector. Okay, if I can get that out of there. I don't want to pull this tape off, but it looks like I might have to. Let's see here. Okay, that's pretty easy. All right, we'll disconnect this one. Okay, right out without pulling the tape off. So that's cool for right now. And I'll just go ahead and just unloosen these. You can see it's pretty much self-explanatory. It's just two little connections, and see right there. We're gonna make sure those are loose. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna unscrew the outer bezel. I'm gonna take all the screws off the outer bezel, and I'm gonna actually flip it around afterwards and see how easy the outer bezel actually comes up. So I'll go ahead and loosen these. Just got some little rubber mounts on them. Just unloosen the top. Got a piece of tape on this one. Okay, so that's pretty loose, fairly loose. And then when I flip it over, I'm just going to be careful not to just crunch these or anything. And let's go ahead and begin taking the screws off the outer bezel. Okay. See how easy this comes off? Not too bad. Not too shabby. Seems to be stuck right around this area right here, also on that side, so we'll just get like a little prior tool, something like this here a screwdriver, and we'll go ahead and complete the process. Okay, that came off fairly easy. So my driver boards are already loose. So I'm just going to fold them over. Don't crunch them like that. Just kind of like make sure there's a lot of play in there. And I just want to hold it down so they won't get snagged. I'm just going to put a piece of tape like right there and on the screen. Okay. Now I got a bad feeling about this because this was just too easy right so far. And I believe that this screen is somehow glued to this frame here. Let me see here. Go ahead and try to pull it up and let's see what happens. Actually, the bottom part is stuck. And I definitely do not want to put anything on there. Because I might crack the screen. That's just stuck in a little place right here. That's insane, bro. Wow. Okay. What I was actually able to use my tweezers and actually grab that little tape. See if I can keep pulling it up under there. See if I can keep pulling it away. This is like a little piece of tape here. I'm gonna, or adhesive. Be very careful when you're doing this. You definitely do not want to crack the screen, which hopefully I do not do. Okay. There we go. Okay. And then we'll do the other side. Where it's stuck at. Right here. You can actually see where the tape is right here. Just going to kind of grab it. I'm going to do it like that first and scrape across it. Make sure I'm not touching the screen at all. Otherwise I would just take the whole bracket off, but it's all one piece, so I don't want to go through all that because what's going to happen is when I go to put it back in there with the bracket back on, there's really a good chance that I'm cracking the screen in. So I'd rather just do it like this. And like I said, just make sure that you use something very thin and make sure that you lift up on the screen, okay, a little bit. And so you got to be very careful with this now. insane. If this is the only problem, you know, because all these TVs have some sort of con with taking it apart, because they don't want you to fix it when it comes down to the LEDs. They just want you to buy a new TV, obviously. Then this is okay. I don't mind, you know, if I got to work with this for a minute, take my time, pull this sticky stuff off of here. If you want, you can use a heat gun, but I will kind of stay away from that because I don't want to damage the pixels inside of the screen here. I don't want to do anything like that, so I'd rather just do it like this and be very careful. Hopefully, I keep scraping it. It should come up, maybe not. Okay, and there's also some tape in the middle, okay, which I finally realized. And since I want to try to pull as much of this tape off as I can with my tweezers. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of like go behind it with my little, what did I do with it right here, and see if I can just actually that is just insane. Hopefully this is the only piece here. Okay, we're finally able to work that free. Okay. Excellent. Okay. And like I said, definitely take your time when doing that. You don't want to get up on the screen and start doing like this and stuff, because that's what, otherwise, if you even if you just chip the screen down here, what's going to happen when you plug everything back up? You're going to have lines from right here going all the way up the screen almost. And so you definitely don't want to do that. And hopefully, just by me doing that, I didn't crack the screen. But like I said, hopefully everything's okay. And if that is our only downfall to get into the LEDs on this TV, voila. But it's quite obvious that they did not want you repairing this TV or taking the screen off. Okay. Okay. Now we're down to our diffuser screens. You obviously need to pull off this bracket. Actually, I thought it was one piece, but it actually looks like 4 different pieces. And what I usually do is I just go ahead and mark the screen part, put a little dot in the screen, and also I'm going to mark the brackets so I know that this is that this part goes in the bottom left-hand corner. Okay, I'm going to mark this one on this side and mark this one on the bottom. And it looks like the ones on the sides come off first because it's kind of an overlap. So it should come out pretty easily. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, just kind of take something sharp. And same thing. Just look at how they go before you start pulling it off. So when you put it back together, as you can see, there are some little clips here. So I see that already. Okay. Okay, excellent. Fairly easy. Voila. So take the sides off first because there is an overlap right here. Okay. And that the bottom piece goes up under there, and there's the top piece goes up under here. So we put the top and bottom on first, and then put the sides on last. But we'll take the sides off first. The bottom piece on the bracket has some tape around it also. So that's crazy. I don't know why they put that there. It's serving no purpose at all. But just to keep, just to deter you from taking this apart. But you're working with the big dog today, so we're not gonna let that deter us. Okay, some little clips right here, obviously. Okay, and look, another piece of tape right here. Okay, that's a silver piece, so we'll probably end up putting that back. I don't know if this serves a purpose. I don't know. But I doubt it though, right? Okay. Yeah, it's actually covering up the little clip. See that? Okay. And we'll keep this another piece right here. Okay. But obviously, you get the picture, right? Okay. A little clip right up under there. Something flat up under there. Just unclip it. Okay, we got our diffuser brackets off. Okay. Screens. Hopefully these aren't taped, right? Okay. Come right off. They're actually 2 screens. Actually, there's 3 screens. As you know, in case you get these mixed up, that's why I always put a dot right there. Okay. These have to be in the same order, please. Do not separate these. Do not take these off one at a time. Put this one over there, put that one over there. Leave them together. See, there's 3 screens. The kind of dull one goes on top. That's a thin one. There's a clear one. That's the second screen. Okay. A little bit clearer. And obviously the thicker one, the diffuser, the thicker diffuser at the bottom, right over the LEDs. We want to keep these all together, okay? And stand them up in a safe, dry, clean place together. Okay. Otherwise, if they're crooked, they're backwards, they're not in order, you're gonna have a fucked up picture. Okay. Best way I can say it. Don't do it like that. All right. So now we're down to our LEDs. Okay. So therefore, of course, we have some other obstacles in the way. Right. We have these stand-ups. Okay. We not those turned around, and you can put to get our paper off. And there are also some screws here also. Only in one spot. So, all right, we'll go ahead and work with these here. Now these standoffs are located right here. Okay, you can just squeeze those out with some pliers, as you can see. I'll get my camera zoomed in. Like right here, right there, right there, there. Of course, there's some up under the board. That will be obvious, right? Actually, no. Yeah, there's actually 4 or 2 up under the board here. Okay. So if you want, you can remove the board or just break those off. It doesn't matter. And then we got the screws. So we'll go ahead and do that. First thing I like to do with these standoffs, let's go ahead and flip the entire TV over and just squeeze them out that way. Just squeeze them. That's it. Squeeze them. They fall right through. Squeeze it. That's it. As you can see, there they go. Got most of them out. And we'll just get the ones from under this board. Actually, I'm just going to wiggle those around and see if they come right up instead of removing the whole board. I have to remove all this stuff. Okay, so I kind of wiggled those out, and it's okay. But what I can actually do is when I put them back on there, I can actually take a piece of clear tape, and once it stands up, once I put them on here, just take a piece of clear tape and go across so they won't fall out. But no big deal. Make sure that you put all of these back on when you are reassembling the TV. Okay, that helps keep the distance between the screen and the LED lights, or the screens, period. Right? So now, let's remove our few little screws here. Number 1, Phillips. Okay. Voila, easy peasy. Now we're down to where we want to be, to the actual LEDs, okay? All right, so let's get our checker and find out which one of these strips is bad, okay? So I'm actually going to make sure that my LED is unplugged from the power supply board, from the main board. I'm going to get my LED checker. They are marked. As you can see, positive, negative. Okay, so I'm going to check each strip and see which one is the bad one. And one thing about these TVs here, there's usually only one LED that's probably bad. Okay, or one LED on one of the strips. And so we'll just start with this one. I'll get my marker so I can mark which strip is bad. And these also have individual test points, I believe, on each LED. So let's see. I'll get situated here. I'll show you the voltage that this is supposed to be at, maybe. Okay, it doesn't matter. Just all right. So positive, negative. This be our bad strip here. Okay, this looks like our bad strip, that first one. Okay. It's working. Working. Okay, that's a little shaky there. Okay, let's see what we got there. So we'll double check this one. Okay, that's good. 13 volts. 13 volts. Okay, 13 volts. Let's double check this other one. Maybe there was something wrong here. This first one. Okay, the first one is lit. Okay. So must be something going on with this one here, actually. So let me see. These actually have individual test points for each LED. Let's see if that works. Okay. 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 And I can keep going from that one. So let's see which one of these is bad. Okay. Let's see. All right. So we'll go to the first one. It's good. Second one. Good. Third one, good. Fourth one, good. It's that very last one, as you can see. Okay, and these are actually 3 volt LEDs. Okay, so yeah, it must be that very last one. Okay, and of course there's no test point there, but see if I go to this one here and check it. Okay, that's how we check it. Alright, and this one is our bad one right there. Okay? Let's go ahead and change that, and we can see it's already marked positive, negative on each LED, so we know which side's positive. So we'll go ahead and flip the cover off of it. Okay? Get our heat gun or hot air station. I don't know why I always say heat gun, hot air station. But okay, we've got it on 350. We'll go ahead and just do a circular motion. I want to increase my temperature to about 400. Sometimes it's stubborn, just go ahead and get close to it. Increase my air on here. Actually, sometimes you have to take the actual strip off and heat it up from the bottom. Because I'm pretty sure it's met up under there. Oh, that should be coming right. There we go. Alright, came right off. Excelente. Okay, as you can see, one of the traces is bigger than the other one, and one is skinny. Okay, the skinny is the positive side, but actually my LED here is exactly opposite. Okay, the positive side is actually the big trace. Okay, so all we have to do in a situation like this is just, if I look in closely, I can actually see where the trace goes on that skinny side, and it actually goes. It's actually right here. This whole side is actually connected to that skinny side. So all we have to do is just scrape some trace. Use something sharp. Okay. And just scrape it. So that makes our anode side or positive side bigger, okay? And we have room to solder it onto the board. And the only thing we have to worry about is when we place our little lenses back on top of it, we have to make sure that it's centered, okay? Because the LED is actually going to be in a different position, obviously, right? Okay, no big deal, as long as it works, right? Okay, that should be big enough. And then what we do is we'll put a little flux on both sides. This is how I do it, okay? For all you TV repair and tech critics, soldering critics. Okay, this is how I do it, okay? Put a little flux on both sides. I'm going to place my LED. As you can see how it goes right there. It's the exact opposite. Okay, I'm going to turn it over, and you can see what the line is at the bottom of the light. That's the negative side. I'm just going to barely put it on here, because remember, this is my short side, okay? And I don't want to overlap it or short, or you know, so I'm going to overlap it right there, okay? Double check this, make sure that I'm okay. Yeah, so we just put the very edge of that right there. I'm going to put some solder on my iron. Now, I'm not pretty too good, but we'll try it. I got a little solder on the tip of my iron. Okay, looks good for right now. Okay. And then we'll put a little solder on the other side. Whoops. It looks almost good. Almost, right? I'm gonna light that up. Voila, that's working. Okay, very good. Okay, I kind of plugged in my control panel there. I'm gonna go ahead and plug the TV in. It should automatically come on. Plug it in. Voila, okay? And this is the one here. You can't see it now on camera, but I still gotta put my lens cover back on. Okay, so I'm gonna just put a dab of super glue on each of the three little things here in the middle, and then I'm actually going to just put it on there while the TV is lit, so I can actually center the light. Hold it on there for a few seconds, let it dry, and then that's it. Okay? Okay, I've got our white paper and our standoffs back in. I did put the screws in, but I put them up under. I put them with the screws in first, then I put the white paper on the screws that were at the top of the LEDs. Now I want to put in my diffuser screens. Okay, like I said before, I kept these all together. Okay, and I want to make sure that I got this in the right spot. Okay, excellent. Got some little grooves right here that they go in. Okay. Okay, got our diffuser brackets in. Now we're going to replace our screen. Make sure it is flush and even on all sides. There are some little indentations in the brackets to let you know that it is flush. Okay, and it's not sticking up, overlapping or anything. That looks fairly good. Screen is not cracked, that's a good sign. Everything is fitting on right, nice and evenly. Okay, put on our outer bezel. That should snap right into place. Don't push down too hard. You don't want to crack the screen. Okay, reconnected everything back up. Line my driver boards back in there. Connected my T-con board, main board. Connected back up. Now I want to put on my where they go. These here, supports for our little feet, remember? One goes over here, and the other one goes over here, okay? Three screws for each one. Then I'm gonna put on my bottom, connect my keyboard and my, what else was it? The speakers, okay? They're on the back, there's a little back piece right here. Screw that down, put on the back cover. That's it. We will be done. Okay. The ultimate test of time. Voila! Alright guys, that's it. We are all done. If you guys like the video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure that you do subscribe for more videos. All my videos are on television repair. And please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 20,000 subscribers by June 31st, okay? So I'm at around 15,000 now, so make sure that you guys subscribe if you like my videos. And so that's it. Thanks for watching. Big Dog out.